Hi loves, welcome back for yet another hair tutorial. Today we're playing in an 18-inch silky straight lace wig. She came courtesy of Afsisterwig and this was the packaging. Absolutely love her. She definitely had that silky sheen to her. I love the fact that this one is a skin melt lace wig. The knots are bleach and it's definitely going to melt super nice. So one thing that I have been learning lately just by trial and error is that you have to use a heat protectant. My hair works so much better. My curls come out so much better. Everything comes out better with a heat protectant. Also, whenever you are styling your wigs and you have the lace still on, if it is covering your eyebrows and your eyebrows are already on fleek, please cut a little bit of the lace so that it does not rub against your eyebrows, because trust and believe, you will have to redo your eyebrows. Now this one comes with extra parting, which I got so excited about. If you see my facial expression, absolutely love when I get 6 or more inches of parting space, and it's already bleached. Literally, this one is ready to go and you don't have to do much at all. So you guys already know I love to prep my wigs as much as possible before cutting off the lace. So all I did was added a little bit of wax around the parting, especially because I redid the parting. I wanted to make sure it didn't revert back and everything lays flat. Now when you see a girl and you're like, oh, look at that helmet, probably is because her lace is not flat. If you go ahead and you press it out, I mean, we all still know it's a wig, but you want it to be a flat and flawless wig. So press out the crown or the lace area in your wigs, ladies. It may not seem like it's doing much as you're actually doing it, but in the end, the result is amazing. And I just find that the best combination for me whenever I'm pressing out the lace with my electric hot comb is a wax stick. The one I use and the hot comb and everything I use for that matter is linked in the description box as always. In all my videos, I try to link everything. Also, pay attention to how well the lace is blending with my skin. This is what you want. You want to purchase a lace that already pretty much sets you at an advantage by pretty much matching your skin as best as possible, especially if you're not good at bleaching knots or tinting lace. This one already has the knots bleached, and again, the lace is not dead on 100% perfect, but you know, close enough, right? So this is a close-up of what the hairline looks like. It's definitely like slightly pre-plucked, but it's definitely, you know, I think personally it would look better if it was plucked or tweezed a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and shape the lace around my ear so that it has the perfect fit. And then from there we're going to go ahead and do some tweezing. And then we're going to bond her down. Today's going to be a little bit different because we're going to bond her down before we cut off the excess lace, which we have never done on this channel before, but I absolutely will say this was a game changer, and I absolutely love the way my wig came out. So here we are now, and as you guys can see, the lace pretty much cuffs perfectly around my ear, leaving me with just enough amount of like a sideburn little situation where it looks really cute, but it's very nice and thin and natural and tasteful. So I'm going to start off by tweezing behind the hairline. I pretty much went ahead and parted out pretty much what would be considered baby hair, maybe a little bit more. And behind that, I'm going to go ahead and pluck and tweeze for dear life on both sides. I think I just showed this side on camera and I did the opposite side off camera, but obviously you're going to do the same thing equally on both sides and try to get it as even as possible. But you just want to thin it out so that it's nice and natural and boxy without over plucking or tweezing, so that it still looks natural but it doesn't look bald. Now that our lace is pretty much laid, the edges are laid, the parting is laid, everything is pretty much where we want it to be at this particular point, I'm going to go ahead and flip the lace backwards. I'm going to grab a fresh bottle of Got2b Glue gel. Now out of all the three, the spray, the yellow, the black happens to be my favorite. The spray happens to be the most convenient, but for some reason the black I take to it the best. It's the less messy. It's not messy as the white one, yet it bonds or holds a little bit longer than the spray. Hopefully that makes sense. So I just took a popsicle stick and went ahead and applied a nice even layer. I let that get tacky for at least a good 30 seconds, and then I just kind of flip the lace over and on top of it, and I'm just going to use my warm fingers to go ahead and press it in. I kind of feel like I want to use the blow dryer, which you'll see in a minute, but at first I just wanted to really use my fingers to kind of press it in and get it tacky enough to stick before I went ahead and blow dried. So as you guys can see, you just take your time and work it. This is my first time doing this technique, so I was definitely nervous about whether or not it was sticking or not. You never really know until you try to cut or flip it backwards. So again, I just took my time with this process. Then I brought out the blow dryer on a cool setting, and I just literally took my time. I probably over blow dried it and went for way too long, or longer than necessary. But again, I was afraid to tip it over. As you guys can see, my sideburns are extremely thick, so I did have to go in with a second layer because that was not sticking at all. And in the end, it definitely still didn't stick like you need it to. But for the sake of this video, it worked out. But I would definitely say that if you have thick sideburns like me, or you find that your lace doesn't stick on your sideburns, you probably should upgrade to a lace glue for the sake of it actually lasting, especially in the heat right now, because I'm pretty sure it's hot almost everywhere. Now we're going to cut off the excess lace. You're going to see the way I glued this one down, it kind of glued some of the lace further up than I would have liked, but it's going to lay super flat, so you can just watch this part as I go along and you'll see how flat and flawless it's going to look in the end. Next up is optional, and this is going to be baby hair. You guys know I like to pretty much do two swoops, one pretty much above each of the arch of my eyebrows. So I just took and sectioned off a little bit of hair, cut it shorter. Since I've already tweezed out this area, I definitely didn't need to thin it out or anything, but I kind of use the arch of my eyebrows as a marker of where I want them to be. I'm going to use a bit of foam lotion, linked in the description box, and I'm going to just go ahead and swoop those really nicely. I'm going to add a scarf. I'm going to add a little bit of powder to the parting to make it match my complexion, and we should be good to go, right? So now that we're in a good spot, I'm going to use my shaper to kind of go right above those little baby hairs. And I'm going to just go ahead and spray a little bit of shapers. Use my flat iron to go ahead and create the little waterfall swoop thing that I like so much. And pretty much make it so that you can see it and show off the hairline, so to speak. Brush it down a little bit, flat iron it. I'm going to add a little bit of a serum. And you guys seen in the beginning when I added that heat protectant, it didn't initially look oily, but you guys can see once I pressed my hair, which I did flat iron it off camera, it looks nice, healthy, perfect, but it's not oily or late or, you know, just greasy or anything by any means. Okay, so finally I am done with this wig. I say finally, but this actually was a super easy install. This is AF Sisters 18-inch Skin Melt lace wig. It does come with a beautiful invisible lace, so I pretty much wanted to focus the video on the lace itself. As you guys can see, the texture is silky straight. So I've been seeing on Instagram a lot of like stylists, whenever they, and I've been seeing this for years, but I've just never tried it, but whenever stylists go ahead and apply a wig to a client, they always apply the glue before they cut the lace off. And you guys know that's pretty much one of my first steps. After my wig is prepped, I go ahead and cut off the excess lace. Then I go ahead and glue or melt her down or bond her down with like got to be glued or whatever the case may be. So since this one comes with a beautiful Swiss lace and they promise to give you like a melted look with this lace, I kind of wanted to go ahead and put it to the test by going ahead and seeing how well this one's going to melt. And it definitely passed the test and then some. But my thoughts are that it came out amazing. I absolutely love how it melted and got my sideburns. Super simple and subtle, yet I still got that sideburn look. This looks much more natural than normally what I get out of my wigs. So I definitely will be using the technique that I've been using, and I also highly recommend this hair. But this is definitely very natural, very manageable, and this is definitely going to last a good while without tangling or shedding or anything like that. You guys know I work with Afsisterwig often, and I do find that their wigs always hold up very well. I think she's going to curl well as well, and she came with a nice bounce and sheen to her. I was opting to curl her. I even pulled out my curling iron, but again, the focus of this video was on the lace. Now again, I didn't have to bleach the knots. I did not have to tint the lace or anything. Now I did, for the sake of perfection, add powder at the very end just to make sure everything blended, and I absolutely love the way that came out. It already is laying super flat, even though I don't have the flattest braids underneath. But I just want this to be super laid. I am going to Vegas this week, so this is going to be a fun wig to have on this week. Originally, I had a curly wig on earlier today, and that was my plan because I really wanted to do like a heatless hairstyle and not have to take my hot tools or my flat irons, but I definitely think this one will hold up very well. And again, I'll be able to, you know, put it back into a ponytail, especially if I go ahead and do my braids a little bit tighter. And then I'll be able to put it in buns, wear it down, curl it. Super simple. So yeah, make sure you check out Afsisterwig. This wig is linked in the description bar, as well as a list of everything I used to complete this look. Hope you guys enjoyed this one and learned something, because I definitely did. I'm definitely going to be using this technique more often to apply my lace. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share with your friends. Smooches!